Welcome to 2026. So over the last 5 or 6 years, I've been doing it for about 10 to 12 years, but over the last 5 or 6, I've published my initiatives on an annual basis. And these are not goals. I'm not a goal setter. You can watch my past videos as to explain why. But initiatives are something I can get up and affect and influence every single day. A lot of times they're improving things in my life or something I want to tweak to get better at doing. And sometimes it's actually like an elimination diet, something I want to try and remove from my life for improvement. And those 4 initiatives last year were all actually kind of aligned. They were congruent with one another or cascading in the effect that I wanted to create more margin in my life. I wanted to make sure that with that margin, I was staying on mission. With being on mission, I was going to be able to create mastery in each of those areas of my life. And then ultimately that would deliver peace. And I really feel like that was something I did well last year. We rested a lot as a family and got to travel. So this year, I'll call it back to the grind, but there are some things I want to tweak that will influence both personal and professional outlook and hopefully output in each of these categories. So the first one that I've written down is my words weigh. Now, there's a completion to that sentence. My words weigh a lot more as a leader. In some cases, it could be 50 pounds, it could be 10 pounds, it could be a number of different things. But as a leader, my words have weight to them. And that could be a leader of a business, a family, a friendship circle, whatever the case may be. I've got to ensure that as a leader, my words carry positive influence. And living with 4 women, that gives me a lot of practice on a daily basis. So number 2 on my list, this is actually kind of an illustration I wanted to use. I want to be an authentic 64 degrees. So I heard this metaphor a little while back, but the idea that well water is always 64 degrees. It doesn't matter if it's freezing outside or if it's hot outside, the water within a well system remains at 64 degrees. And the idea behind that is I'm not influenced emotionally or relationally or politically or financially on the things that are happening around me. But I have a true north, I have a centered disposition, I have a 64-degree temperature at all times. And sometimes when you experience success or you climb ladders in the business world, you can be influenced by the people and things around you. I want to ensure that I remain at 64 degrees and I stay tethered and anchored and kind of tracked to the things that I think are important in my life. So that's number 2 for this year. Number 3 is a match, not a map. When you're trying to build a business or even grow in business, you're oftentimes looking for the blueprint or the map that gets you to that success or gets you there. And sometimes you arrive at the destination and sometimes you don't. But even when you do arrive at the destination, the feeling of success or even quote unquote arrival is kind of short-lived. You all of a sudden find yourself looking for what the next map looks like or what the next opportunity presents. And you think of it more as a road or a circuitous route. I want to match. I want a matchstick, something that lights a fire within me. We've been super fortunate at AOT to have grown over the years. I want to find that next thing that lights a fire within me that says, this is where I'm going to commit all my time, energy, and attention. So a match versus a map. And last but not least, number 4 is seek yoke. So I think the idea of being yoked by the people around you is critical and it's important. What's that expression that you're the sum of the 5 people you hang around most often? I want to seek yoke from people that I don't know. I want to find centers of influence that are introduced to me that can kind of take me to a different level as a professional, as a father, a husband, a friend, a brother, whatever the case may be. I want to find somebody that's yoking me in a way or pushing me in a way to achieve new things. I don't want to necessarily feel a lack of contentment, but I do want to avoid complacency because that's where things can kind of devolve and eventually degrade. So those are my 4 initiatives for this year. I'll recap them real quickly and I'm still learning them. That's why I got to keep glancing at my notes here. But my words weigh, an authentic 64 degrees, match, not a map, and finally seek yoke. So hopefully you've got things lined up for this coming year and we can keep each other accountable along the road. Thanks again.